Hey, We Hope. My name is Anna. I get to serve at our Ironton campus. I hope this time of fasting has been just so powerful for you because it's not what we're fasting that's the point of this. It's what God wants to do in your heart. And today we're going to be in Jeremiah 20. But before we get into that, I want to give you a little bit of a backstory and set the stage. Jeremiah is this prophet, and God has given him this message to tell the Israelite kings. And these Israelite kings, they're supposed to be God's chosen people, but they're not exactly following God's truths. They're falling into the culture beside them, that they are worshiping other gods and they're doing some not so great things. And so God tells Jeremiah to give them this message that there are going to be consequences for what's going on, that they're going to be losing a battle, that they're going to be stripped of their victory, of their success, and their wealth. But when Jeremiah gives this message, they don't receive it well. Of all the people that should have received it well, it should have been God's people, but they didn't. And they ended up beating him and throwing him in prison. While Jeremiah is in this prison, he ends up wrestling with God. He's like, God, if you would not have given me this message to give to the Israelites, I would not be in this situation. But in the course of that time, he also comes to say these words in verses 9 through 13. Remember, we're in chapter 20 of Jeremiah. It says, but if I say, I will not mention his word or speak any more in his name. His word is in my heart like a fire shut up in my bones. I am weary and I cannot do it. I hear many whispering, terror on every side, denounce him. All my friends are waiting for me to slip, saying perhaps he will be deceived. Then we will prevail over him and take our revenge on him. But the Lord is with me, like a mighty warrior, so my persecutors will stumble and not prevail. They will fail and be thoroughly disgraced. Their dishonor will never be forgotten. Lord Almighty, you who examine the righteous and probe the heart and mind, let me see your vengeance on them, for to you I have committed my cause. Sing to the Lord, give praise to the Lord. He rescues the life of the needy from the hands of the wicked. And so what does that mean for us today? God's going to give you something to do. He's going to give you truth to speak to someone, to share with someone. And there's so many times where the people that we thought would accept it the most and who would understand it the most won't. And that can lead to broken relationships. That can lead to broken friendships and tension and attacks and persecution. But in those moments, even though it seems like God cannot be in that there's no possible way that he could be with us, he's still there. And so I think there are times where we think, oh, God's going to call us to do something and he's going to be with us through that calling. But what happens when there are attacks? We feel like he's gone. And maybe it's because he's not in those, but if you are a follower of Christ, he is in you. And so you can put your trust in that. You can expect him to be with you and to be faithful and to sustain you through that, be hope. And so this is my prayer for you, that you would do the thing that God is telling you to do, that you would do it without fear, with all boldness, and that you would have a heart that is expectant of God's presence and power to sustain you when attacks come. And just like Jeremiah, may you be unable to hold in the work that God wants to do through your life, no matter what comes, even when people don't do what you think they should and they don't say what you thought they would. And so that's my prayer for you this year, be hope. I just thank you for joining us today. I pray that you will have the best day, the best year, and we can't wait to see you this Saturday at 9 a.m. for time of prayer.